Alright, hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a review. We're going to do a review on the SUFFLA metal detector. We did one a couple of months ago on the very first detector they ever come out with. This is their second detector. It's called SMD-01, made by SUFFLA. In the box, I just opened the box up. They got a nice digging shovel, which I think are really cool. You know, me and Jordan go on a lot of these excursions where we got to walk almost a mile and a half back in. So to carry our big, we usually use the root slayer. This shovel here makes it nice because you can just actually pack it on the side on your belt, and you go with it. Comes with the headsets, which is pretty cool, and comes with the bag for the detector. We'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out on Amazon. Excuse me. I think it's around $130 after it's all said and done. So for what you get, you know, the bag, the detector, the shovel, and the headphones, not too bad of a price. They come out with a new sleek design of the coil. Coil is really funky looking. I kind of like the design of the coil. The camouflage box and the arm cuff. So it looks like it comes with a pretty good amount of stuff that's pretty neat. We're going to do an air test with it, and then we're going to go out and actually do some detecting with the detector and see how it actually does. I'm really curious on how the upgrade came along, you know, because like I said, this is their second detector and it seems pretty sturdy. I like the design, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how this air test goes, and then we'll go from there. All right, so here's our air test. The detector takes two 9-volt batteries. Make sure, if you get the detector, make sure you always get alkaline batteries for your detectors. Someone asked me before about super heavy duty. And I actually did some research on that, and the extra heavy duty or whatever actually made cheaper than the alkaline. So the problem is when you use the cheaper batteries, they're more apt to leak and get into your detector and ruin it. So make sure you get alkaline batteries for your metal detectors. And that's pretty much every metal detector you buy that needs batteries. You should buy alkaline batteries. But today on this air test, I have a Civil War bullet. I have a nice $50 silver. It's a Walker. I just got the regular standard quarter. I got a dime. I got a nickel. And I got a penny. So we're going to do this air test. Air tests are just what they call it, air test. I mean, you really can't really get a good idea how it does until you actually get it out into the field. I'm going to do that here just in a couple minutes. But air test just gives you a general idea. I think their last detector that we did, probably their highest air test was like a quarter at about 5 inches air test. I had a friend last night. He just bought himself, well, it's David. You see him sometimes on our channel. He just bought the GTI 2500 from Garrett. And just to put it into perspective, he did an air test for it last night just to see how it would do on a 9.5-inch coil. And it was only doing about 9.5 inches on a quarter. So, you know, and that's supposed to be a deep seeker detector. So 5 inches for a $125 detector is not too bad. But let me turn this machine on. I'm going to make sure it's on full sensitivity. Okay, it's full sensitivity. So let's start with the Civil War bullet. It's just a standard 3-ringer, and see what we can get. Wow, impressive. I'm really impressed with that. That's almost 7 inches on the air test. Not too bad. Let's see what the $half brings. Okay, $half, about 6 inches. And I like that. This is a 3-tone machine. I like that high tone of the silver coin. Let's see what kind of tone this. This should be a high tone on the quarter too. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Quarter's about 5 inches. And the dime, if I remember correctly, the last time it struggled, the SUFFLA did, with a dime. So let's see how it does on this air test with this dime here. Not bad. It hung right in there with a quarter at about 5 inches. Not too bad. All right, nickel. Most nickels on most machines, the ones I have used, are a low tone. And when you're digging low tones, that's where you get your gold coins, your gold rings. So whenever you're starting out, even with a new detector, you know, you got to learn your tones. And I got a video back I think it was the last video or so, where I dug over 200 holes, and I think I found a couple rings and stuff like that. So you really got to work hard when you're looking for gold. So let's see if this is actually a low tone, and let's see what kind of depth we get out of it. Okay, getting about a 4 inches on the nickel. And finally, let's do the penny here. Let's see, it should be like a mid-ish tone, maybe even squeaking out sometimes a high tone. That's how it is on most of the detectors I have used. So let's see what kind of depth we can get out of this penny. Wow. It likes this penny. That's not bad at all. You're looking close to by 7.5, 8 inches. I don't know why this is just an old zinc and Lincoln, but man, that detector likes it. Just out of curiosity, not every bullet's going to be laying in a hole like this. So I'm going to spin the bullet around like this and make it a smaller target for the detector and just see how it goes. Let's see what we can get. Okay, I cut it down to about 5 inches compared to it was almost 7 inches, you know, when you see the whole entire bullet. So with the air test compared to their previous detector, I think it's pretty smoking hot. I mean, it's actually, you know, doing pretty good for an air test on a machine. You definitely can see that, you know, they have improved their technology somewhat. So that's always a good thing. I love seeing a company keep improving their product. So I'm going to give it a pretty good score on this air test. I'm just hoping it can do well, you know, in targets on the ground. So without further ado, let's see how it does in the field. Okay, here's just one thing I don't like about the detector. And I guess I really don't even need these headphones, and I'll probably take them off here. I just wanted to see listen to the tones in the headsets. But you can see how long this cord is. There's no place, a lot of your detectors would have a place back here to hook up your wire, so it's not dangling all over the place. You know, so if you would get it, you might want to think about doing a little zip tie job or something. Just a little tidbit there. I'm not a big fan, especially if you're in the woods detecting. You know, this is constantly grabbing hold of the trees and the brush. So I'm going to use these headsets just for a little bit, and then they'll come off, and then I'll just go straight up metal detecting. So let's see how it goes. Okay, here was my first diggable signal. It was coming up, pull tab 1 cent. So you can see it was about 3 to 4 inches. It was a pretty solid signal, and you can see it was a pull tab. So it did pretty good identifying that target. Let's see what happens with the next. Okay, this piece of iron, I have no idea what it is, and I mean, it is heavy, but it was deep. It's probably 8 inches deep. It was coming up a high tone on the detector, which most of your detectors that I've dealt with, when you get big iron like this, come up high tone, like almost like a quarter or something like that. So pinpointed it very well. You know, it was right straight down in the hole that I dug, but a big piece of iron, heavy iron. So doing okay right now. Let's see. Okay, here's my third signal. It was down about 2-3 inches. Modern penny. But one thing I like about it, it was dead center in my hole when I pinpointed it. A little different pinpointing with this machine, but I'm slowly figuring it out. So 2-3 inches, penny, and that's what came up on the machine. Okay, right here in the hole is a penny, but I also want to check the hole a little bit more. It might not have been just the penny. It might have been picking up a dime or something else. So let's check the hole. If there's something else in the hole, I'll be back. All right, this is going to be my last signal of the day. It's pretty consistent with 10 cents, as you can hear it. So I'm going to dig it. Coming up 10 cents, even up to a quarter. So let's see exactly what it is. Be right back. Okay, that did well. You can see the plug where the coin came from, the plug. And it definitely was a penny. But I don't know if you didn't notice, maybe rewind real quick, but it actually was coming up a low tone a couple times like a penny, but then kept hitting this high tone. So, you know, it was actually picking that penny up in that hole, but in the same token, the dime was a little bit more dominant because it was a little closer, so it picking up the dime the most. So that's a really pretty cool little thing right there. I like that. So it did well with discriminating that dime. Okay guys, this is the final review on the SUFFLA SMD-01. All in all, not a very bad metal detector. I've stated this many a times that learn the machine you have and it'll actually do pretty good for you. If you recall back in the video, I had the one target where I was getting a pretty good dime signal, but every once in a while on the swing I would get a penny signal. So when I dug it, it was a penny, and I said, well, wait a minute, because I don't think that was the signal I was digging. So went back and looked in the hole and there was a dime. So that's actually a pretty good, one of the good attributes that I have for the SUFFLA. It did really well in the field. I was kind of shocked, honestly. It did better than I thought it would do. I like the camouflage control box and the arm cuff. I thought that was pretty cool. I ain't saying it does anything for the performance, but I just like the look of it. I like that it had the headphones that came with it. I did not like how long the cord was on the headphones. You have a lot of cord hanging over, and it just gives you room for catching on the brush and stuff like that. One good advantage when you lay your detector down to dig the hole, you know, you still have enough cord there that you can actually stand up with it. So that was pretty nice. Another feature that I didn't care for, of course, it didn't have the automatic ground or the manual ground balance. That's just a pet peeve of mine. I talked to SUFFLA, and they said that this is an actual upgrade from the original SUFFLA. So maybe here down the road, you know, they get enough comments, reviews, maybe they'll put in a manual ground balance. But I can tell you right now, actually, this definitely was an upgrade, and it was for a good, it's a big difference from the original. I'll put it that way. For everything that you got in the box, remember you got the shovel, you got the headphones, and then of course you got the detector. So, you know, 130 bucks or whatever. If you're just starting out, this would be a decent machine to start out with. But I can almost guarantee you, if you get the bug, you're going to graduate and move up to a better machine. No doubt about it. This would be a good beach detector, because down at the beach you dig about every signal you dig. So as far as a more higher end that, you know, say you're used to using the Garrett AT Pro, you wouldn't want this as a backup, that's for sure. It's definitely not a backup to the high-end detectors, but they're getting better, and maybe here eventually they'll have a better machine out there that possibly might be able to compete with the better brand metal detectors. But for now, very sturdy detector, and it does what it says it does. You know, it'll find just about anything in the ground. You just got to learn how to use it. So I hope this review helped you out. And like I said, for now, when we get these metal detectors sent to us, we're going to have a special day designated that's only going to be done for reviews, because we've been getting kind of overloaded. I've had this detector now for about a month, and I apologize to SUFFLA that I just didn't have the time to get the video out. So we're going to make it certain days of the week that if we have a review, that it's going to be out on a review. Might be a Tuesday, might be a Thursday. Me and Jordan's still talking about that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go back and check out some of our other videos that's actually metal detecting videos. We've got some pretty good videos out there. Jordan usually links a few either up above, or you can get it maybe down in the descriptions. He also has a playlist. So, you know, you can check our playlist, and like I said, we've got some pretty cool finds. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe, leave a comment. The comments really help, and we try to reply. Either Jordan or I will definitely try to reply to each comment that's given to us. So, and like I said, if you want to reach SUFFLA, leave a comment, and I'll let you know how you can get a hold of them, or you can possibly do a review and get the detector for free also. So, till the next adventure, I'll see you then.